Rasa, who can speak in all languages, very expertly made the sound of the kokila bird as a signal to his beloved. But one day, by divine arrangement, he was unable to meet her. From the Padyavali comes this description. When Krishna arrived in Radha's courtyard for their rendezvous, his tinkling ornaments sounded as the cooing of cuckoos and other birds. He suddenly heard the door open, and he also heard the continual jingling sounds of conch shell bracelets. So Srimati Radharani was wearing the conch shell bracelets. When he heard the arrogant Jarila call out, I think Jatila probably, "Who is there? Who is there?" he became pained at heart. He spent that entire night hiding in a tree in a corner of the courtyard. Yeah, somebody else, please go ahead, read. To the west of Yavat.
To the west of Yavat is a forest where one may hear hundreds of thousands of kokilas sing. One day Krishna entered this forest and happily made a sound just like kokila birds. In response, all the birds began singing so loudly that the sound was heard in Yavat. Hearing the sound of the kokilas, Jatila told Vishakha that she had previously never heard such songs from the kokilas. Vishakha replied that if Jatila would give permission, they would go to see the kokilas in the forest. Jatila told them to go and listen to the birds, and thus Radharani with her Sakhis entered the forest. In unlimited happiness, they all came, and thus Radha was able to meet Krishna, who was engaged in making sounds of the kokila bird. For this reason, this forest is known as Kokilavana.
Kokilavana, and that's to the west of Yavat. Yes, please continue.
O Srinivasa, see here the village Anjanaka where Radha and Krishna performed their pastimes. One time Radha was dressing herself in a secluded place. She decorated herself with various jewels, tied her hair, and as she was applying Anjana, collyrium, and ice slave to her eyes, suddenly the sound of Krishna's flute entered her ears. Immediately, Radharani left and came here along with her Sakhis to meet Krishna. As Radha came before Krishna, he became overwhelmed. He made Radha sit on a flower bedecked asana arranged by Vrunda Devi. Looking at the beauty of Radha, Krishna noticed that her eyes were not decorated with Anjana. When he inquired about the reason for this, the Sakhis explained everything. Enjoying the opportunity, Krishna brought Anjana and applied it to Radha's eyes in great happiness. For this reason, this place is called Anjanaka.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. So this is Gaura Chandra. Srimati Radharani, she was applying kajal to her eyes. To her eyes for the pleasure of the Lord. And when she heard the flute song, she was so enamored by that flute song that she forgot to apply kajal to one of her eyes and then came. And when Lord Krishna looked at that eye, which, where there was no kajal, so he was wondering what is it that she's so enchanted with my flute and my qualities, like that. So when Krishna wants to really know what Srimati Radharani is perceiving and enjoying and want to savor what Krishna has, then Krishna would become Gauranga to taste whatever Radharani is tasting. He wonders what is it, what happiness, what ecstasy is there in the devotional service that she wants to offer to me. I want to taste that devotional service, and I also want to see What is it that is there that is so enchanting in me? So that combination of uh, that Radha Bhava, which is the Bhava that Srimati Radharani has for Krishna, which is Radha Bhava, which is Krishna Prema, the Prema that she has for Krishna. With that Bhava, when Krishna comes down, that is Gauranga. So that is why when Gauranga Mahaprabhu comes to this particular place, to this particular Tirtha Stali, he would actually see this happening. He would see this happening, that Srimati Radharani did not wear kajal in one of her ears because she was ecstatically overwhelmed hearing the flute of her Lord, beloved Lord. So not only Gaurchandra would see this happening, but he would feel it also. That is why tears just flow from his eyes like that. Yeah. Yes, please. Somebody please.
This is Vidhuvari Grama, also called Vijoari, whose heart will not melt by hearing the description of this place. When Akura came to Vraja, the word spread around that he came to take away Ram and Krishna. In ecstatic love, he spent the night in the house of Nanda Maharaj. The next morning, Akura, along with Nanda and the others, set out for Mathura, and Vraja became void due to the departure of Rama and Krishna.
So this is the place. I don't think any of the Rajavasis would really like this place, because this is from this place onwards, they couldn't see Rama and Krishna, Balarama and Krishna anymore. They had to head to Madhura. Akrura came to Vrindavana and took Balarama and Krishna to Madhura. So that is Vidyudvari Grama. It's amazing how all these wonderful real names, almost all of them are Sanskrit, are really broken down to these little pieces of words. Where is Vijoari? Where is Vidyudvari Grama? Most of the Braja places are all really broken down to very convenient words like this. So Vidyudvari Grama, wow, to Vijuari. We don't even know what language would that be. Then we call it as, that is Vrajvasis, Vijuari. Okay, please go ahead, Nataji. What can I say?
What can I say? Only those who saw the scene can understand. All the damsels of Raja came running to see Krishna with tears flowing like rivers from their eyes. Seeing that scene, even wood and stone melted. No one could describe this even with millions of mouths. As Krishna sat,
Yeah, so that can be so heartbreaking to Rajavasis, right? That's the last thing that they could think of. Nothing can be so shattering for them than Krishna and Balarama leaving them. Yeah, yes, please continue.
as Krishna sat on the chariot, his beloved gopis were overwhelmed and surrounded the chariot. They surrendered their eyes to the lotus face of Krishna, and as they cried out, O Lord of my life, they fell unconscious. Just as lightning bolts strike the ground, so the gopis similarly fell to the ground. Everyone then came to know how the bolt of lightning, Vijuri, hits the ground. Therefore, this place is known as Vijoari.
Okay.
Should I continue, Madhuri?
Yeah, yes, please go ahead.
See here is Parasogram. As Krishna rode in the chariot to Mathura, he became disturbed seeing the condition of the gopis. In order to pacify them, he said, "Tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Parso means the day after tomorrow, I will return and meet you. For this reason, the town is called Parso.
Mm.
Nearby Paraso is a town called Shishigrama.
Mm.
Let me describe briefly how it was named. Krishna became impatient here seeing the condition of the gopis, and he told them again and again that he would return quickly. Si comes from Shigra, which means quickly, from Mathura.
Mm. Such shortened words were very, very encrypted. We wouldn't be knowing where these words came from if this explanation was not given. Yes, Mataji, please.
Krishna Chandra then left from Mathura in the chariot while the gopis. Mataji,
Oh, okay, yeah. And yes, please.
Krishna Chandra then left for Mathura in the chariot, while the gopis without Krishna were left as if dead. The tears of innumerable gopis mixed with the Anjana from their eyes and flowed down their chest to the ground. The combined tears formed a river which everyone said looked just like the Yamuna. This is the place where the gopis cried in ecstatic love. Only the most fortunate persons see this place.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. See this, the tears that came down the eyes of the gopis got mixed with the kajal they were wearing. Yamuna water is dark, so all that tears, the flooded tears mixed with their kajal, was like Yamuna. It may sound a little as an exaggeration for us when these descriptions are given, but when these spiritual personalities, with so much of transcendental emotion that they have within, their body is just surcharged with spiritual bhava. See, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when ordinary people saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just simply saw him, they got imbued with the Krishna Prema just because it was flowing from the aura of Gaurachandra. We don't see anything physically happening. But beyond physical layer is Pranamaya Kosha. Beyond Pranamaya is Manomaya Kosha. Beyond Manomaya is Vijnanamaya Kosha. Beyond Vijnanamaya Kosha is Anandamaya Kosha. So transfer of the energy can happen from Anandamaya Kosha to Anandamaya Kosha. That is not physically perceived, intellectually understood. But the transformation just happens. A short circuit from Anandamaya Kosha to Anandamaya Kosha. This is how everybody who saw Gaurachandra, they're just surcharged with the bhava that Gaurachandra was carrying. Imagine that if that is happening just by seeing that ecstatic spiritual personality, what would happen to them when Gaurachandra embraces them? Like Jagai and Madai. Jagai was deep in this Annamaya Kosha, very low grade, deeply buried in ignorance. And it was said that there was no sin that they did not commit. That was the personality, that dark, lowest energy, personification of that dark and lowest energy was Jagai. And what happened with the embrace of Gaurachandra? Like that, he was changed. What happened? So that is the energy. That is the Anandamaya Kosha energy. that these spiritual personalities carry. So when gopis, these gopis, they are the Param Bhaktas, filled with Krishna Bhava. Yeah, and so whatever that comes in touch with them is also surcharged with that. That is the basis of the Vaishnava remnants. When pure devotees, the dust touched by pure devotee, the foot, the water washing the foot dust of pure devotee, the remnants taken by pure devotee, they are surcharged with their mode. They are not ordinary. Yes, please, somebody else can go ahead. Gopis, Yamuna. See here the two villages, Kama.
See here the two villages, Kamai, Karala. In Kamai, Vishaka was born and Karala is Lalita's town. Ludhaunti Grama is the residence of various other Rajavasis.
And here at Karala Grama, Chandravali stays.
Here, Karala Grama, Chandravali stays with her husband Govardhana, the residence of Karala. Her father is Chandrabanu, her mother is Indumati, and her elder sister is Radharani. It is still current practice to call one's cousin as sister or brother. The father of Chandravali is one of 5 brothers. The eldest of the 5 is King Rishabhanu. There is also Chandrabanu, Ratnabanu, Shubhanu, and Shribhanu. Their bodily effulgence is equal to the sun, along with Govardhana Malla. Chandravali sometimes stays at Sakistali and sometimes at Karala. The Yutheshwaris, headed by Padma, stay at this place. There is no end to their enjoyment as they meet Krishna. Mataji?
Yes, please see here is.
To see here is Piyasho Grama, where Krishna became very thirsty. Baladeva brought water here and gave to Krishna for drinking. Piyashu means to thirst.
Yeah, Piyaso Grama. Think we'll pause here. Okay, this will take next time. Nanda's friend, Minister Upananda. So we came till Piyaso Grama. What? Did we cross Kamyavana? Wow, yeah, we did cross Kamyavana. We are entering into the other Tirthastalis. Oh, cool. Very good. We are not lost in Kamyavana. We did cross. Okay. So we'll